Side.
All right, this is the
A
Encounter
co-rider will be
Podcast.
joining your
Welcome
ride.
to this nigga. How you gonna interrupt the introduction, bro? Welcome
Cause
to welcome to the Encounter Podcast with me. I am your host, Minister Marcus. You can follow me and find me on our social media platforms at underscore Minister Marcus. My co-host thinks my co-host think he a superhero. And we got Lil Bro. So look, if y'all been watching, we had Big Bro on. Today we got Lil Bro on. We gonna let Lil Bro introduce himself first because we don't know what Antoine got going on. So Alonzo, introduce
Well,
yourself. Tell us where we
I
can find you
am
on the social media.
I am Alonzo Stewart, the youngest of my brothers. So yeah, it's good to be on today. I just want to say first, give nothing to God, who's the head of my.
no.
I'm done.
What's the church? Hey, this not. We not at church there.
You right.
We not
Oh,
at
my bad.
church.
You right.
Antoine,
Look,
what
Forgive me.
is
we not
going
at church.
on? What
Yeah,
is
what is
going on with your
We not
phone?
at church, doc.
Bad.
We not at church.
You blurry, man. Why is your
Bro,
camera
why
like
your phone pixelated? Niggas like we watching like Super NES.
right?
You talking about me?
Go
Yeah.
back to the other camera that you had at first. That camera is terrible.
Trash, bro.
I'm finna stop.
Yep.
It's still trash.
Bro, that's
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Now you breaking up.
thank you, Lonzo. Thank you, Lonzo, for coming on and introducing yourself. Antoine, introduce yourself to the people. This is my co-host, Antoine Stewart. Oh my God. Come on, bro.
He done froze.
Where you at? First off, what I gotta start off with is the drivers in Houston, man. Look,
Oh,
let me tell y'all something. If you drive in Houston,
it's horrible.
look, you need to use your blinker. That's number one. If you get over in traffic
Yes.
and you don't pass up the car that you got over from behind, you need to get back over behind that car.
Right. Exactly.
Because chances are you're holding up the freeway.
Holding.
Let me tell y'all something. If you are a girl and you're driving your boyfriend's truck, pickup truck, any kind of truck, driving your dude truck to work, you need to get out of it and get back in your regular car. Chances are you are holding up the traffic on the freeway. I just want to stress that if you in your car and you texting, you need to get to the far right hand lane.
Agreed.
Let all of us other people stay in the left lane. I'm talking one far right hand lane. Y'all need to stay over there. So your boy Antoine haven't got on. I had something specific that I wanted to say to him for this specific episode. But since he not on,
Give him time. Give him time.
Alonzo, my boy, is on right now. So what I want to do is I want to appreciate you for being on. I want to say thank you for coming on today. Do you have anything that you own or something that you want us to follow as far as your platform stage? Hold on, Antoine. You coming back in at a time that is just not a good time, but we letting Alonzo speak. So, Alonzo, is there anything that you want us to promote? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me look at it. I know I'm supposed to. Big.zo.zo.
Okay, I like that. I like that. All right, so now finally Antoine is in the car.
And he still got
my co-host, Brother Twan, he is finally with us. He has finally decided to come join. All right, 10 minutes later.
Driving with no hands. Driving with no hands. You feel me?
You should not be doing the podcast while you're driving.
You should not. That's dangerous.
I'm not driving.
That's dangerous.
I'm riding in Uber.
You doing the podcast while you in Uber?
Hey, you got to do stuff on the move sometimes.
Oh my God! Introduce yourself to the audience, bro. Like hey, Antoine, how you doing? Come on, tell us all your
Antoine Stewart. You know who I am. Google me if you don't know me. And I ain't telling you where to follow me because I don't condone stalking. I'm done.
Hold up. Let's start with this. Hold up. Let's start with this. Antoine, you told me to watch this movie. We see it. We see your shirt, bro. We see your shirt. Show us the shirt, bro. Show us the
I'm
shirt.
laughing at you start with. You led with, I told you to watch this movie.
I'm gonna put it up because I want the people to see it. That's a live shirt anyway. But look, you told me to watch this movie, dog.
Uh-huh.
So I got vacation on spring break. So I go out of town. I do my vacation, right? One of the nights on vacation, I woke up. It was like midnight late, right? So I had a watch party at like 3:00 in the morning. So I called, everybody come to the party at 3 in the morning. We have a watch party. We watch Honk for Jesus.
Nobody told you to watch it with a whole lot of people. I said you watch it and then you get back to me and we'll talk about it.
That's the name of the movie, called Honk for Jesus?
Honk for Jesus,
bro, yeah. Alonzo, on another occasion, I would have said, go watch the movie. In this occasion, it's going to be the worst. You would go the rest of your life not seeing the movie and enjoy that you have not seen the movie. It will not add 1 inch, 1 ounce, 1 inch, 1 hour to your life. You will be a better man for not having watched it.
Wow.
I want to get on Antoine, though, because Antoine told me to go and watch it for a specific reason. I'm waiting for something to happen, and nothing happened. What the H-E double hockey stick?
Did you even pay attention to the movie?
I paid attention to the whole movie. It was accusations, but it was never something to where like the dude was just like, he got violated. He violated other people, okay, or these were the accusations, right? But it didn't go deep into it to where it was like it was actually a something. Why?
So
I'm gonna have
look,
to edit that with your fat fingers in the camera, but why?
so the whole premise of what you and I were talking about was him and his wife, the scenes where he was with his wife.
It was like 3 of them in the whole movie.
Okay, go pay attention to those scenes, and then
she didn't touch his back door.
Marcus, go watch the movie.
I'm not giving that movie not a minute more of my life.
All right, well, moving on. No, now you got to find it, Marcus. Where did you find it at?
It was on Prime.
Amazon Prime. Well, move on. I had some topics wrote down.
Man, that was the worst movie I ever seen in my whole entire life. So look, if you got a topic, answer, what's your topic for today? Because I always come up with topics. I got a couple topics, right? But like, what you got for us, big dog?
Yeah, but you ain't let me finish what I was saying. I have some topics wrote down, but I left them at the house.
This nigga.
And they was good too, bro. They was good.
Nah, they ain't good. If we can't use them, then they ain't good.
Right.
So
do you at least remember?
Antoine don't remember nothing.
No, I don't remember yesterday. So, bro,
All right. So look, here's a question that I had a real hot debate with. I don't know if it's relevant or not, but we just gonna go for it. So check this out. So I'm not gonna tell my relationship status. I'm not gonna speak on that. But I recently, I'm not gonna speak how old I am. If you've been watching my episodes, you will know how old I am. But check this out. Girl who I was talking to, 10 years younger than me, 10 years plus younger than me, but she feeling me. And I do the whole church thing and everything. And so the conversation was I shouldn't be with someone who is that much younger than me. And I was like, okay, so y'all know me as my brother. So I didn't give him the regular answer, but I was just like, bro, like, if she mature enough to handle it, she mature enough to handle it. Why do you care? And the whole premise was the way that it looks. So I need y'all to give me some feedback on that, because my whole response was, I don't care how it looks. Like, if she feeling it, I'm feeling it. She is of age. She is past 21, years beyond 21. What's the issue with that? I don't see no issue with that. So guys, let's weigh in on that. What's the issue with that?
Okay, so the only thing I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say anything about dating somebody younger, because that's never been my situation. I've always dated older people, and I feel like
why your head shaking like that, bro?
Because we was going over speed bumps.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I dated older, and I always felt like people were looking at us like, why are you with her? Or why is she with him? That kind of situation. But I never let it bother me until she constantly made it a thing. If she didn't make it a thing, I wouldn't care.
Was she older than you,
But
or was you older than her?
always, I've dated older than me since I was 16,
Okay.
17. And I
Okay.
could go
Okay.
down and list the names from names, and y'all would probably remember some of them. But
Yeah. No, I remember.
this one specific person was 50 years old, and I was 25 at the time. There was another time where
You
y'all
know what I
remember?
want to ask on that, but we gonna go past
No,
that.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
We can stop at that one. What you want to ask?
So Alonzo, what would you say to that? She 50, you 25. What you got? What you
And at
got?
that time, our mom was probably the same age.
Woo! Alonzo, what you got?
Negative on that. I can't. I know. You say you dating somebody is
I
older.
wonder. I wonder if y'all would have seen her picture, would y'all have said the same thing?
Was she fine?
Super fine.
Lonzo, if she was fine and she was
No
your mama
wrinkles, no
age, would you
wrinkles in
talk
her
to her?
face. No wrinkles in her face. No gray
If
hairs.
she was
She did not
fine
look.
and she was babe age. Okay, so for those who know us, we call our mom babe. She don't let us call her mom. So we call mom babe. So Alonzo, she's babe's age, but she fine though. Would you talk to her?
I probably would. I ain't gonna lie.
Ain't no doubt.
But
Ain't no doubt.
she 50.
She 50. I would test it out
It's
at
not
least to
gonna be
see.
fun.
You would test it out to
Tom?
what?
I would test it out at least to see. You know what I'm saying? Try it out, see what it's like.
What would be the reason? Okay, Zoe, what would be your reason for not talking to her though? If she 50, what would be your reason for not talking to her?
Just because of her age.
Just because of her age.
Because of
I'm about to cut his audio
Let me
off.
turn you down.
That's the only reason though? Just because she's 50, that's the reason why you would have not talked to her?
Yeah. Because for me, it's better to get a older, well, not an older, but around my age type, mature type woman. But when you talking about way years like that, I have a problem with just talking about somebody being 40. You know what I'm saying? So let alone
40 ain't that bad though. 40 ain't bad.
But I ain't made it there yet. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, unless she just fine, but to me that age, that's be my only thing. But I would give it a try to see to change my perspective on it.
Okay, brother Twan. So here's the question that I was gonna ask you: if she's
Okay.
50, did you have sex with her?
No.
So then y'all broke up like 2 weeks later. Then if you ain't have sex with her, y'all had to break up because it ain't no way I'm being 50-year-old woman.
No.
We ain't tested the water.
No. There's a difference when you're talking about dating somebody, making it official, and then getting to that point. So I didn't even cross the bases.
Okay, so did you actually have sex with her though?
I just told you no. Why you asked me the same
The whole
question?
time. Wait, the whole time y'all was together?
No, it wasn't built on that premise.
So you were talking to her because you wanted to wife her? You wanted to make her your wife?
No. I got to know her. We hung out. We enjoyed each other's time, and then we decided after a while, let's go ahead and make it official, just exclusive, just her and I. We continued on, and then I told you the only reason why we stopped talking is because she made the age an issue.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't an issue, we still be rocking until I found a reason to pick apart.
But y'all never did it.
No.
Y'all never did the grown up.
He asked me again. That's the fourth time you asked me the same question.
I mean, look, if you 25 and she 50.
No.
Okay, Lonzo, could you?
I'm not saying that it couldn't have eventually happened, but it just wasn't there.
But was she fine?
Now I can't keep on saying the same thing. You ain't gonna get me in trouble.
No. I'm just asking because look, if you 25 and you dealing with a woman that's twice your age,
don't get stuck on it.
Sex gotta be somewhere it gotta be somewhere.
You think that's all what older people think about or talk about?
No, that's not. But if the age is such a big gap, bro, sex is gonna come into play
Listen.
at some point.
Well, what I will say is that honesty up front is straight up. An older woman would be like, "Hey, I don't want this. Hey, I just want this," or "Hey, it is what it is. I'm dating to marry." You gonna know straight up. You ain't gotta wonder and date and try to figure it out like younger people do. They're gonna tell you straight up.
Now that's one thing I know is like different dating an older person than it is a young person. Young person like to play games. The older person, they know what they're looking for. They know what they want.
Some. You gotta say some. Allegedly.
Hey,
I'm gonna say, oh, look,
do
I'm
y'all
gonna
remember
say most, because you can't say
I used
all,
to wear
but
a
I'm
wedding
gonna say,
ring? Do y'all remember I used to wear a wedding ring before I was even married?
yeah. And why?
And
Why would you do
the older women will flock to it.
wow.
that? And you don't
Right.
think sex has nothing to do with that whole? You don't
Right.
think sex has nothing to do with that whole equation?
I'm not saying it doesn't. In that specific situation, it did not.
But sex definitely does have something to do with that whole equation, bro. If you have on the marriage ring, and the only people that are approaching you when you have on the marriage ring is older women,
So
ain't no sex nowhere in that.
that wasn't that situation on that
Okay,
specific time. But other times, then yes, I can agree with what you're saying.
okay, okay. All right, Zoe. So this question is directed at you. So you're a single man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yes.
married, right? Have you ever been married? I mean, I know, but I'm asking for the people.
Yes. Yes, I have been married.
All right,
And he's looking to date.
I'm
he
looking
is
to.
looking to date. So, ladies, if you are watching this, Alonzo is a man, no kids. He been married once. He is not on child support. He is how
Not
tall
on
are you?
child
Six
support. He ain't
one,
got no kids.
All right at 6.
6 feet tall, dark chocolate man. Um, his
You
body
don't
parts work, for lack of better words.
preacher.
He's a preacher. He's a man of the cloth,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
he is definitely single, looking and ready to mingle. With that said, Lonzo, do you have an age cap?
Ooh.
Like this is the highest level of this is the highest age that you're gonna go to.
Uh, for me, it's my age, 37.
Your age cap is your age.
Yeah,
Boy, I
Lonzo,
need to talk to you
because
on the side.
I mean, for me, I haven't got to somebody like unless I experience it of dating somebody that's older than me. Right now, that's not. That's
Let
just
me
my
talk to
take
you before you make
for
that.
lack of just
Don't
a
hang your hat
lack
on
of a
that statement, Doc. Don't hang
what?
your hat on that statement. Let me talk to you.
hold on. First off, turn your microphone up so you can talk louder than this nigga. He always be on. You just
Right,
first time on.
right.
Yo,
So I don't know how. What he say?
I was just
No,
trying not to yell, try not to be rude. I have people in the car.
you know who is that?
Hey, we are in a Uber share. So
Oh,
you ain't gotta watch what you're
Okay,
saying.
so
We
you just
talking, man.
impromptu person on the podcast. This is a great episode, by the way. Is that that's a girl? That's a girl.
Don't she is yes, she's going to work.
I didn't see her good. He turned the camera so fast. How you doing, Miss Lady? You introduced in this conversation and you shouldn't even be. But thank you for being on the
wait a
podcast.
minute. But this
Uh-oh.
what I'm on though. Wait a minute. Why are you even in
Uh-huh.
an Uber? Number one,
So
I was
you
gonna wait to
so
ask you. You don't
okay,
want
let me tell
to,
you.
we'll talk
I'm
offline.
gonna
We'll
tell
talk
you.
offline.
No. I dropped my patrol car off at the shop to get something done with it. Now I'm going to pick up my other patrol car from the hospital because they're not paying me for it to sit there, and I'm gonna take
Okay.
it back to my office and leave it.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So
And then
Alonzo, back
if
to you.
you're asking,
Go
okay,
ahead, go ahead.
okay.
We was on
Oh, I
the
thought
age
if you were
cap with
asking,
Alonzo.
All right.
gotcha. Go ahead.
The age cap was Alonzo. You 37, so your age cap is your age.
Yeah, because I
I'm,
haven't.
I'm thinking you just saying that because you don't know that there are women that are older than you that are way that are fine,
Oh,
like
I
they
can.
look good.
I believe that, and that's why I
So
say
you,
I'm open to try it. I mean, I'm not against it. It's
yeah, so
just
you need to take your age cap from
So
37
yeah,
and
you
like
can't say
boost
you
it
have
up
a
to like
Alonzo.
47. Like put it up to like
47.
47. Bruh.
You
Yes.
can't say you have a cap. You have to say you're open.
47.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
you gotta say you open. Yeah. I
Okay.
agree
Well,
with
You
I
saying
actually I
wow?
don't agree with
Listen, you hold on. You saying wow? But if y'all go back, I can name some names, and y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, that's an exception. Okay, that's an exception. But most of everybody I've dated or talked to have been older than me,
all
and
right. Well,
and not even just older than me, but what we look for, what we've talked about multiple times, is not a woman that just wants you to take care of her off the bat. Now, maybe down the line, maybe that's something that you'll do, but off the bat, know how to handle her own business, got her own stuff going on, got her own ambitions and own drive, and she can be older. Or in Walker's case, she can be younger. As long as she has those things, then it's all good. If you have to build to that, you better be coming with a whole lot of something
Let
that
me say I
people.
hate your camera right now, but I agree with what you're saying. Go ahead, Alonzo.
If I wasn't moving, it
Well,
wouldn't be bad. Oh,
well, to be honest, that's
I
the
just
kind of
turned the
woman I
Wi-Fi
actually
off.
need.
I just turned Wi-Fi off. Maybe it'll get better.
Turn it on, nigga.
No.
But you know what? That's the kind of woman I actually need, though.
Which is what?
A mature woman who got her stuff together.
Why do y'all say mature like that with the T? Mature.
I don't know. Mature. I don't know.
No. Okay. No. So my cap, I don't have a cap. Well, anyway, you know what? I don't have a cap. I'm not even gonna speak on that. You know what I'm saying?
Got a cap on right now.
No. Alonzo, see what I have to deal with. See what I have to deal with every week.
I see. I see.
Antoine, well, you married. But when you were dating, did you have a cap?
Absolutely not.
So 60.
Let's go. Now
What?
I'm gonna tell you a real story. I just said this recently. I don't know who I was talking to when I said it, so I may get in trouble for saying it. He was a nurse practitioner. If y'all know anything about a nurse practitioner,
So you talk to a he.
She what? I said she.
Oh, my bad.
Nah,
Don't
don't ever play me like that. You don't watch that movie and got your mind twisted.
I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry, listeners. I like to mess with my brothers, but okay.
Alonzo, I'm gonna have to gut punch him next time we gonna see each other tonight.
We'll see each other
You gonna get that, Doc. You
it
have
was
to
a
see
joke,
me.
listeners.
She was a nurse practitioner. She made 6 figures, and she was a little thicker. It was cool. 6 figures. I couldn't get over one hair on a.
It was just one hair.
One hair. Couldn't get over it.
Was the rest of the body attractive?
Yeah, it was manageable.
How old was she again?
I think at that time I was probably maybe 21, 22. She was probably 42 or something like that. But
was she fine though?
She was pretty. She wasn't fine. She was pretty. But I could.
And one hair on the nipple, nigga?
One. Long.
Lonzo, come on, what? Lonzo. Speak your piece. Lonzo, what you got? What you got, though? Come on.
That's crazy. No, you wouldn't attract to it because if something like that, as small as that, can allow you.
That's small to you, but in that moment it's big.
Yeah.
One hair, nigga. She can shave the hair off. Well, you 21, so you weren't thinking of it.
Look, he was saying, rip it, bite it off.
Go back. No, I just couldn't do it.
Lonzo, you got to shave it at the root.
I would say a specific name, but what if our old manager? Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Our old manager will wear low cut shirts. I'm trying not to say a name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
was we working at?
Oh, don't say the name.
I'm lost. I'm having a slow moment. I don't know.
That shit brought you. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I remember though.
This is what we was working at?
He said, Marcus, never mind. Just forget it.
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Edit it out. I'm gonna say it so you can edit it out. I was making an example and saying, I was making an example and saying, if all that hair was there, would you be able to continue? You would not.
Right. No.
I would.
So wait.
I would just turn it over.
Oh,
bro, look. If I like you enough to get you in the moment, you just gotta come on, put your head on the pillow. We gonna put the pillow on top.
Marcus, it wasn't just hair here. It was hair here. It was hair here. It was hair on the leg. So I can just imagine if we do what you said to do.
You a man, Doc.
It was hair there. It was hair there too.
You a man, Doc.
Yeah.
Antoine, wait a minute, real quick. Time out. Wait, did she know who we was talking about though? Antoine, did your passenger know who we was talking about?
No. But she was saying that's
You
me.
just
We
in the
shouldn't have said the
conversation.
name. She like we shouldn't have said the name.
She know
Yeah,
who it
that's
is.
gonna be edited out.
Edit
We
it out.
edited
Yeah,
that. That's definitely gonna be edited out.
Dang, my bad.
we don't like about people like that. I was trying to say it without saying it, but this dummy
Yeah.
talking about. I don't know what you talking about. I said he.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I knew who you was talking.
I,
I thought you
I,
was having us to know who you were talking about that you were talking to. But that
oh no.
analogy, I know what you mean, but like I thought like you was like you gonna
dang.
cross the boundary, like God dang, Antoine, like
I'm making sure that you
me and you
understood.
like
If it was that kind of situation, that would not be something you can overlook. So that was the
Right.
kind of
I
situation, even
agree.
though it was there for me, I felt like I just couldn't get over.
That's all you saw when you saw her was that one hair. Like,
No, when she it was cool, but if it was anything outside of that,
why don't you at least cover it? I'm sorry.
but nowadays because of the money, it probably would have been something I can, not think.
Alonzo.
I ain't gonna let
Hello.
that go.
Here's a question. Could you be sexual with a woman that had hair in intimate places?
In intimate places.
If she had hair, a little bit of hair on her chin, but she was fine, would you do it?
Oh,
Oh, you agree? Yeah.
I'd be like shave it.
She said no. A woman,
I'd be
She a girl.
Maintain your body as a woman. You should maintain your body.
yeah, same.
yeah.
Even
I
the
was gonna,
pastor agree.
yeah.
Hold up.
Shave,
I didn't catch that.
shave.
I didn't catch that. So if I didn't catch it, the podcast didn't catch it. So say it again for the Pope.
She said, as a woman, you should take care of your
Let her
body.
say it.
Shave. Oh, she already gone, and we couldn't wait. Our driver needs to get us going so he can go make some more money. Right?
Okay.
See? Yeah,
So what?
but
What did she say?
she was just
I
basically
agree.
saying, she said, hell no. A woman needs to know how to take care of her body,
I
and in
agree.
places that needs to be taken care of, such as wax.
Right.
You know,
Right. I would tell her, we got to do something about that. Like, you got to shave it. I just,
you shouldn't have
just.
to say that. You shouldn't have to say that.
But if I just have to, then I would just tell like, hey, we need to shave that. Like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to lick it. I don't want to do nothing.
So I mean, hair is a deal breaker.
It's not.
I'm not.
Well, it's not a deal breaker, but everything else has to be aligned for the hair not to be such a big issue. That one hair can be a magnifying glass for all the little things. That's kind of where it was to me.
I can see
That's
it.
how being on the time. One thing that really nags you or irritates you, it'll open your eyes to all the little stuff that you don't like.
Yeah.
One main thing that
I don't know, dog. Alonzo, what you think?
I can agree with that. I can agree with that because it's a thing like over time and the little stuff that irritates you, it just becomes bigger because it's like you can't see past it. Even though you trying, but sometimes it just once it builds and it gets to a place where you just can't overlook it no more, then it's gonna be a problem amongst other things. That's just what I think.
All right, so look, hold up. So y'all tell me if I'm weird on this. So there was a girl that I had a crush on, right? When I say I had a crush, like a super crush on her. And I'm gonna say her name. I'm not gonna say her real name, but I used to call her Miss Angel Face. She know who she is if she listening. She was my manager at this job that I worked at. I'm not gonna say who she is, but I found out she had hair on her legs. And you know what? If she got hair on her legs, she got hair everywhere else. And she was so pretty. I was like, I don't care. Look, my homegirl used to make so much fun of me because she had so much hair. She was like a werewolf at midnight.
Oh,
so if her leg
I
rub
don't care. She was so gorgeous. I was
if
like,
her leg rubbed
I'm
against
crushing
your
her,
leg,
bro. You say what?
if her hairy leg rubbed against your leg,
I don't care.
y'all
I
hair
ain't gonna stop.
create friction.
Bro, look, if I'm liking you, I'm gonna like you. If I'm liking you, I'm gonna like
all
you.
right.
That's period. Like,
Well, okay.
is that weird? That's weird. That's weird, huh?
That's what you like. I mean, it's not weird.
I don't like it. No, hold on. They didn't say I like that. I'm not saying that I like it. I'm just saying I was liking her. And so at that point, I don't care if your hairy legs I don't care if you got hairy legs or not.
It's okay to like werewolves. It's all right.
Bruh. No, that's not to say that's what I like. That's just in the moment. I'm just like, bro, I was liking her. I thought she was cute. I was crushing her real hard. Like, I was crushing her. So I was like, man, look, hairy legs, you can still get it. I never gave it to her, but you know, I don't mind. I'll take the hair. I'll try to convince you to shave it off. But like, I would like her. She was bright yellow, pretty, real pretty face. She had long natural hair. She was really pretty. Like I was crushing her. She ain't like me when she first met me, but then I started to like kind of sort of make her like me a little bit. Then I found out she had hair on her legs, and they was like, "You don't like her no more." I'm like, man, so nigga, I'm finna get that one.
But look, but check it out. I want to ask about this too, because when you ask about the topic, and I don't just want to switch. I want to wait until we.
Yeah, nah, switch. If you want to switch, go for it.
But look, okay, same online, because this topic came up when we was at the house the other night, and everybody thought I was like tripping, right? So when we talking about relationships, right? Do you feel like beliefs play a part in your relationship? And when I say this, do you feel like love will make that not matter? Like your beliefs, will you feel like if I love a person so much that I can love you no matter what religion, what race, what anything?
I'm gonna give you my opinion.
Hold on. When you say beliefs, you talking about Christian beliefs, like religious beliefs?
Religious beliefs.
Okay. What you about to say?
I say my opinion on that is, you initially you may not pay attention to it, because if that person looks good, person is nice, genuine person, that's not the first thing that you may pay attention to. Like the other night, I was saying it's a difference from. Remember, I always say this, and more people like, no, it's not a difference from a preacher and a regular person, because from a preacher aspect, I feel like you have to be equally yoked, or it's going to be a major problem sooner than later.
Right.
For a regular person, I feel as if you can kind of, deal with some stuff, overlook some stuff. Hopefully that person will start believing what you believe, or even if they don't believe what, you can be okay in that situation as long as y'all have an understanding. Even if that person don't go to church and they believe in God, and y'all can still be one. Or if that person believe in Buddha and you believe in God, but y'all know how to work it out with
you can kind of rock with that. Okay.
Yeah, then it won't matter. But as a preacher, it's a whole different thing, because y'all have to be on one.
Yeah, I'm finna say.
What you think?
I partly agree with that, because I think just as for the preacher, I think it's just for the layman too. It don't change just because I'm a preacher. Like, it's supposed to be equal. Everybody's supposed to be equally yoked. That wasn't never grounded. At least my opinion, it was never grounded just for the minister or the preacher to say, "Oh, we gotta be," or the pastor, "We gotta be." Like, that's across the board. If I was never a preacher, I would still want somebody that's equally yoked with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I would say.
Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
No. Go ahead.
So I think that it was worded in the Bible, but not law in the Bible. So if you're looking at it, look at it from a different perspective. Like, even though it was worded as you should be equally yoked, it's not saying that it's mandatory that you have to have somebody that's equally yoked with you.
I think that term unequally yoked is thrown around, and we can definitely just turn the conversation on unequally yoked. With that said, Zoe, to answer your question, what was the question again?
The question is, do you feel like your beliefs matter in a relationship?
Oh, me personally, I think they matter to the extent of if the person is completely opposed to it. So it's like, let's say if I'm a Christian, like I am a Christian, I believe in God. But the person has a concept that God is not real. So my perspective would be, if you are constantly
Keep straight.
you know what? I don't. I don't. I feel like
Right here.
I was going to say yes if the person was completely against it. But for me, I think Jah is so real. I'm not trying to convince you, but the way that Jah deals with me, you would see a different level. So I don't think that's not a deal breaker for me. Yo, if you believe something different, believe that. And when you start seeing evidence of real being real, don't deny the evidence, you know, and I'm willing to be converted on the other side too. If your evidence outshine my evidence, we're gonna let the evidence be real. And I'm not scared to do that. So yeah, I wouldn't if I like you and I appreciate you and everything, and you're not gonna like try to stop me from worshiping the way I worship. I'm not trying to stop you from worshiping the way you worship. But if you have evidence, let your evidence prove right. And if I have evidence, let my evidence prove right. And even if you don't, you choose to be stubborn, that still wouldn't stop me from being with you. You know, that's the God honest truth. God honest truth. What do you think?
Well, I feel like it play. I feel like at the end of the day, it plays a big part. Even if you didn't, I'm not saying like I would just cut you off for just like, you know what I'm saying. I would try, like, if I was feeling you was feeling me, and let's say you's from a whole nother different religion. I mean, at some point, we'll have to talk about it or whatever. But I don't know. It's kind of like tough for me right now in that, dealing with that. I mean, like I said, I'd be open to deal with the female. I wouldn't be closed minded to it, because if she's pretty, if she feeling me and I'm feeling her, then that'd be good. You know, I just feel like and then kind of even piggyback on what you said. If you're not trying to convert me or whatever, and I'm not trying to convert you, believe what you want to believe. For me, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. That's to say that we can like make this work. I want to say I think we could, but because we're just basing on love, not on
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So look, Zoe, I asked a lot of my guests this, and I'm asking you the same thing. Antoine looked like he in this super Batmobile.
Yeah.
This is the other patrol car.
What is your I'm gonna ask the question. And I'm gonna remove myself, but y'all continue the conversation because
Hold your bladder.
Alonzo, what do you think when I say this word unequally yoked? What does that mean to you?
What does that mean to you? Disappear.
Right.
Hey yo, shut up, man.
I think for me, unequally yoked is somebody who's my exact opposite. Somebody who don't fit me. Somebody who just like we don't mesh together. And I think that's kind of like my view on that. Unequally yoked. You
Well,
don't believe
Alonzo,
this?
I think I shared this story with Marcus, but I don't know if I shared this story with you. There was an ex of mine that I talked to. We had fun. I liked her company. She liked my company. We had good times. But because she believed more in Beyonce than she did God,
Hmm.
and it wasn't a verbal thing that she said, it was just me noticing the relationship. I pray. She's sage. We're not the same. Uh, I read the Bible, and it's not that she probably didn't read the Bible. It's just she didn't have a Bible. She was uninterested, really, and I never saw it. I mean, she'll pop that Beyonce CD in though. She'll pay
Yeah.
for them Beyonce tickets though. So like, you believe more in Beyonce than you do in God, and now she wouldn't even mind supporting whatever we was doing in the gospel thing, but you could tell somebody who has their own relationship and somebody who doesn't, and they just doing it to support you per se.
Yeah. Now
And
see
so
now that
I left the situation because of that specific thing.
so
And I'm not
no, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go.
I'm not
Go
saying it
finish.
was right or wrong. I'm just saying for me, that's just something I didn't want to deal with over time. I feel like it was going to become an issue. And I even told Marcus before, when I was dating, I was asking people straight up, "Hey, if I ever became a preacher, would you be able to deal with that?" And the people that said no, they X themselves out, and I was okay
Yeah.
with that.
I don't
Marcus said it was
recommend that for
stupid.
you guys that are going on
Yeah,
first dates.
yeah. Marcus said it was stupid, but I felt like even though that wasn't where I am, because I'm not a preacher, if that was ever the way I mean, God uses me in different ways, and I listen and I heed to what He tells me, and I do it. But if that was the way that He wanted to use me, and this person didn't want to deal with that, or that she don't believe like I believe, I didn't want to deal with somebody who was not on that same level.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay. 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 So for me, this is to be quite honest. To be quite honest, I think unequally yoked is one of those terms that people misuse and throw around for their own personal agenda reasons, but not necessarily for the right reason that is actually supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
we've had this conversation multiple times as far as unequally yoked. I think unequally yoked makes more sense on so many other levels than just the religious level. And
yeah,
most people just take it on a religious level, or most people just take it on the church level, or most people just take it on a denominational level. But in reality, it goes way further than just the spiritual side. I think you can be unequally yoked if you are mature and your person is immature. I think you
yeah,
can be unequally yoked if you are financially stable and your person, doesn't understand how to handle their finances. So I think that just goes to so many different levels. There's just one specific thing when it comes to spiritually. I think being unequally yoked, if you care about your health, another person doesn't care about their health, you are unequally yoked. So I think it just goes to so many other different things. So
But I can agree with that, and I can also agree too with what Antoine said too. Because one thing for me is, with me explaining, even when I say to somebody that don't like mesh, as far as me being unequally yoked, but here's the deal breaker. Like, number one, if you don't believe in God, like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Period.
mm,
You know what I'm saying?
but why
That's
though? But why?
because, for the simple reason that, number one, that it just, number one,
I'm
we already on
surprised
two
that you
different
even
paths.
saying that, Marcus.
We already on two different paths. But I'm not saying that I can't take the time to try to introduce him to you. But my thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't believe him, that's it. We done. This is not gonna work. Period.
So
Yeah,
let me push
so
back on that. Go ahead, Twan.
no, I mean, like, I'm really shocked for real, that you are hesitant or opposed to what's being said, because for you,
I'm not opposed. I'm
um,
open. Not opposed. I'm open to it.
got you, not opposed but open, because over time, what if there's no understanding that you have to be gone all day on Sundays for the most part, or that we have to sing, and why are we singing? Who are we singing to? And not saying that I don't want you to go, but some women can be a little whiny and needy at times. I want you to stay with me. Well, we were supposed to go to the movies. Well, why you gotta always go to church? That becomes an issue over time, because that's something that you have to do. That's a non-negotiable for. I mean, it
Right.
should be anyway, a non-negotiable for you, if you're not understanding to that element of who you are. Like, that's a part of you.
Yeah. So
I feel like get it together. That boy got ready.
Don't edit that out. Don't edit that out. Don't edit that out. I want that in there.
yeah. So now, look.
They're gonna start coughing at somebody.
Initially, everybody that look. Initially, everybody that I talk to, that's gonna be a real good clip. That's gonna be a real
That
good clip.
is.
Initially, everybody that I talk to knows what I do and who I am. That's why I always introduce myself as Minister Marcus. With that said, and that understanding to be known across the board, is just like I'm open to it, because as long as you understand this is what I do. So you don't have to believe what I believe, but if you can understand this is what I do, and I'm not willing to change that on a Sunday, I'm not going to stop my Sunday morning service because you want to go to the movies. I'm going to say, let's go to the movies at 3 o'clock on Sunday, or 5. And if you can't get with that would be my closed door. But I'm always open to it, because I believe Jah is real. And sometimes women come in as one thing, and to see how Jah move with me and to see how I move with him, that may spark something in her. So I'm never opposed to it, but we have to have a certain type of understanding. That's why I said what I said. I
How long do
understand
you
why
live
you
in?
worship where you worship and the way you do what you do, and you need to understand me, but I'm not trying to change that, and you don't need to be trying to change mine. You need to come into it with an understanding and being open, and I'm coming into yours understanding and being open. And if you trying to convert me, try. I'm not trying to convert you, but I want truth to always be truth. You get what I'm saying? So, if my job proved to win, my job just proved to win. And I'm not trying to prove it, but I'm just saying I do what I do because this is my life. And it just needs to be same across the board. But I wouldn't stop a relationship on the strength of that. I think Jah works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I think I had a question too, but I think Antoine had wanted to ask you.
Don't forget your questions though.
Yeah, I think he on the phone right now. He got us muted.
We finna take this nigga off. All right, Alonzo, what you was about to ask?
But then that's my question to you. Like, okay, since you say, that like she said, if she wanted to go to the movie, or let's say not even going to, but how long would you be able to put up with her not going to church with you though? If
She don't have to go to church with me. She don't never have to go to church with me. It ain't an issue of mine for her to go to church with me. She don't have to come. She can stay home.
To even support you. So how would that work with the relationship? Let's say for a really long time, she don't come to know who Jah is. And what, you still be with her?
Yeah, you not here to worship Jah. You here to be with me. I would choose a person because I want you to be with me. I'm not choosing you to convert you. So like if you never come, I've been places that I have to go by myself already right now. I don't need that.
Yes.
Like you don't have to be there. You can stay home if you want to stay home. I let my kids stay home.
So basically, you saying that's just not big for you as far as your relationship.
It's not the main thing. I've preached at places by myself before. I've done things that I have to do by myself, and it don't make or break whether I'm gonna do good or not, whether you're here or not. So you can stay home. I think if you don't go to church, I think that's a great way for Jah to reveal himself to anybody at home. And if she just chooses not to accept that, I'm not trying to convert you. My thing is, don't be trying to convert me. It needs to be an understanding, but I'm okay with being open. I'm not gonna compromise mine, and I'm not asking you to compromise yours either.
But look, could you see yourself marrying her?
I wouldn't mind it.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind it.
Antoine, I think you had something on that. I mean, not on that, but I think you had a question or something. Is he back?
I wouldn't mind it. If I wouldn't mind marrying a person that is able to meet me where I am physically, and you don't believe in my job, my beliefs don't require you to. My beliefs require you to be a good wife to me. Wow. And as long as you're doing that, as long as you're loyal to me, as long as you being good to me, as long as you are being who you're supposed to be at home, be home, stay home, love me, go to work, let's have our regular day to day.
Wow.
You don't have to do that. And I want you to be converted, but if you don't, I mean, Alonzo, I have a lot of reasons for that way, but look at how many people in the Bible whose wives were that way, especially in the Old Testament, We don't have a lot of history about who's in the New Testament's wives, right? But look in the Old Testament. Definitely, a lot of those women were not saved, or who we call saved, or believed in Yahweh. So like, no, it's not a requirement for your wife to believe for you to make it in and for you to complete your calling and purpose.
Oh yeah, no, not to complete.
Yeah, so she don't have
to. I would, for me, my opinion, again, that's why I say that's like a deal breaker. Like I couldn't.
But why though? Why?
Because
if she didn't try to change your mind, if she wasn't trying to convert you, if she wasn't trying to do any of that, but she was like, I don't feel like going tonight, son. I'm at home, baby. I'm gonna stay home, babe. And then when you get here, I'll be here to give you whatever you want. But I'm not feeling this church scene. But I love you though. Why would that be a deal breaker?
Because for me, it's like that. I'm strong.
I wish you could really go through that, and then you come back and tell us why.
I have a strong belief about that. Like I just feel like, yeah, even though yeah, you might be the perfect woman, but I think without him, that's just me, and I feel like it just wouldn't work.
I've had girlfriends like that, and
Well,
I'm strong.
girlfriends is different.
Even if you live with me, look, bruh, I've had women like that. I do a lot of stuff at church, and I can't expect you to come to everything that I do because I do a lot. But I just don't need
So
you to be arguing with me when I
so
come
it's
back
not
after
about
I've had a long day. I don't need you to. I don't need to have an argument with you because I've been here. You know what I do, so we don't need to have that conversation. Like you need to understand it. And if there's no understanding, then no. But if you can understand that I'm into church, I'm into God, I'm a Christian, I love the God of the Bible. If you can understand that, and there's no issues when I have to, if I'm supposed, I'm doing my services, I'm doing my Bible studies, I'm doing all the things that I do. As long as you understand that, it ain't no problem with me. Like what were you about to say? I don't have no problem with you. You can stay home. Stay home. Why the first lady don't come? She is not y'all first lady. She is my wife. That's why. She's not obligated to be here for y'all. She's obligated to be my wife. She's supposed to be here for me. Yeah, it's true. It sounds messed up, but that's the truth of it.
I mean, everybody got their own.
Yeah, I don't expect you to do all the extra stuff until you ready. Because if I bring you in and you not ready, you gonna tear my church up. Now you better stay at you. It might be better for you to stay home.
That's so much more why I say that. I feel like God, you have to. That
Yeah,
to me, that's why I say it. Because again, you said the magic word. A person that don't, to me, a person that don't has God or don't, believe in God, or I feel like no, they're gonna come in and tear up everything you got. Because if you ain't of God, then you're the devil. Period. That I mean, I'm not. It's not about like church lingo or it ain't got nothing to do with that. My thing is because I'm strong in that. Like my thing is if you're not for God, then the only other thing you can be is for the devil. Like you can be a good person. You can I don't even think you can be a good person, but for the sake of the conversation, you can be a good person. You can give to the poor. You can do all of that. But if you ain't got God, like
that is an interesting perspective, and I gotta say, I can understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of people would definitely agree with that too. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people would agree with that. If you're not for God, you for the devil. How could you be the leader of people and not and your wife not be? It's just a sign of disunity, right? I think that's at the heart of what y'all are saying.
exactly. That's when you put that's all it is.
yeah, the unity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say unity for me at that point would be to the extent of as long as you're not trying to stop it or trying to be a hindrance of what I'm trying to do, and that would need to be understood from the beginning. But beyond that, if you don't want to participate, you're not required to. As long as you're not breaking it down, as long as you're not trying to create a problem within while I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's
Dang.
that's an interesting perspective. I
Yeah.
think that's different. I like the different perspective though. I really do.
Yeah.
And I do encourage everybody that's listening to that. Like I would really appreciate for you to leave your comments because that's a real good conversation. For me, I wouldn't require it. I just don't require I wouldn't require it. I just don't want you to try to stop me from doing what I know I need to do as opposed to
I don't think it'll be somebody stopping you. I think it'll come down to one understanding, two their own personal relationship with God. Because ultimately, don't you want your person to go to heaven with you?
Exactly.
yeah, of course I do. But it's a choice. Everybody has a choice.
So you will be okay with your your wife ultimately going to hell if she could never say, "Hey, I confess the Lord Jesus Christ
If she
as
choose that,
Lord and
if she
Savior."
choose that, if she choose that, I've done everything in my power to show you and teach you and tell you
I
or
mean,
to expose you to. And if she choose that, that's with anybody and everybody. My
So
kids, I
it would
love my
never.
kids.
So it would never bother you or mess with you that your job as a preacher is to bring souls to Christ, and the one that
that's
you're married
different.
to,
Right.
you,
And
you
she
can't
not
even bring her to
Okay,
Christ.
let me put it to you like this: you have kids, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Would it bother you if your kids decided to not accept Jah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Even though you have done everything you can do to help them to accept, would it bother you?
Yeah.
That would.
Would that stop you from doing what you do though?
No.
It's the same thing with my wife. So with my wife, I would do this. All I can do is extend the invitation. That's exactly what it is. I can't force you to choose the person that I can't force you to choose God.
Okay.
I love my kids more than anything in my life. All I can do is give you an idea. I can give you a path. I can express to you this is what God would have for you to do. I can express my beliefs to you. But if you choose to not accept that,
So okay, so then, all right, because even when I asked my question about that, right, it would have to be understood before we even get married. Like,
right.
for me, I couldn't if I'm with a girl and we just girlfriend boyfriend and we get along, we click, we all of that, right? And it came down to it at the end of the day, and I knew this kind of like in the beginning or a little bit after talking to her that hey, I don't believe in God, this and that. Then I would do everything in my power to introduce him to her, right? But it also come down to a certain point where okay, we got to draw the line now. Like either you gonna believe in him or we done. And
But
and that's
why
easier said
though?
than done.
Why
That's
is
easier
that
said
a
than done.
stipulation on us being together?
Because to me, we're gonna have issues. We're gonna have, and I'm not even saying that you're not gonna have issues if you do believe in God. So I'm not saying like
Whether
that. I'm
she
just saying at
believe
the
or
end of
not,
the day.
y'all gonna have issues.
But I'm right. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, it matters. It matters. Like it
I'm
matters
not saying it don't.
to me, and that's why I say that's why it would be a deal breaker. It matters to me about what you believe in. There's no way I can't marry you, and we don't have the same beliefs. Like if you don't believe in God,
So
like that's a problem, huh?
let's just agree to disagree because Marcus's mindset is that it don't matter, and if even if it gets to the point of marriage, her choice is her choice which way she decides to go. And a lot
Keep going.
he just disappeared.
Oh.
And Alonzo, there you go. You need to get off that cricket phone, man. That network is trash.
Bro, everybody don't have cricket.
Right, because I'm finna say I definitely don't agree.
Oh, that boy handsome. Look at that dimple on his side.
This
Look,
nigga, shut up. Keep talking, bro.
look, I'm gonna start talking
What
like
was you
this.
saying?
Yeah,
You gonna
so
put the good side in the camera.
yeah, look, I'm squeezing hard on this side. Yeah,
What
so
was you saying?
what I'm saying
I'm
is,
dignified.
what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is,
This nigga here, bro. I'm finna take you
Yeah,
right
but
off the.
since
He looked like he froze.
um, what I'm saying is, Alonzo mindset is we can't be together. Mine is ultimately that's not the first thing I think about or look at. I will ask those other questions, and if they say, "Oh yeah, well, I won't have a problem with that," or "That doesn't bother me," that'll be okay for a little while until I realize that your relationship is not growing, your own relationship with Christ has not manifested, or you're not even interested in trying to grow it. That's the part. If you're open to coming to church or listening to Bible study or us having conversation about God. Oh, that's another point.
But are you
Because of,
open to going to her religious things? Are you open to that? Why would you
yeah,
require her to be open
I
to
don't mind going
yours
to
if
a
you're not
Beyonce
open to her?
concert. I don't mind going to a Beyonce concert.
No, but I'm saying, what if she's a Muslim? What if she's a Buddhist? What if she's all of these other things? Are you open to doing that with her? While you're
So
requiring her to be open to do that with
so
you?
so hear me, because I think you think I'm saying you have to go to church with me. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to go to church. You don't have to go to my church. I've never forced anybody to go to the church that I'm going to. If somebody decides that they want to go to church with me, then that's them making a decision because they're saying, "Oh, this is how I was raised. I was raised. You go to church with your man." They now some women mindset is a little warped on that. They're going to make sure no skanks are be all up on they dude, but really, it's supposed to be because you're growing and happy at the church that you are attending with your spouse,
But
and
but
y'all
my
are learning.
point is,
But
are
look,
you open to if she's not into church? Are
yes,
you
but
even open to that?
yes, but it has to be an understanding of, like, say for instance, it's a religion that don't believe in God. No, I'm not open to it. If it's a religion that believes in God, yes, I'm open to it. I don't have a problem with it. But they believe God is God. I believe God is God. Now the principles and the traditions and the religion, all that stuff that gets kind of watered down, I don't care about that. All I really care about is if you believe in God Himself. God, you have your own relationship with God.
Here we go.
I pray you sage. We are not the same. I'm worshiping God and you putting in Beyonce. I'm jamming quartet or church, you jamming Beyonce. We're not the same. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying we're not on the same wave links. Now, let's say in that specific situation, she wasn't going to nobody's church. She wasn't even believing in Buddha. She wasn't believing in that. She wasn't believing in nobody. That I never even heard of a higher power. Oh yeah, I pray sometimes. Okay,
You talking about one isolated incident?
okay, but I'm opening it to other incidents too.
Okay.
If it was conversations that I had where people was just like, yeah, I don't really do the religion thing because people, hypocritical. I don't really go to church. Okay, that's not gonna work for me because we can't even have a conversation about religion. We can't have a conversation about God. We can't have a conversation about something that's important to me. Which is why, again, I'm saying to you, that's why I was like, that's kind of different because I would assume that for preachers or people in of the cloth, that would be something that you would be excited about. Like when you're passionate when you're talking about God.
That's right.
And if you brought that to her and she's looking kind of dumbfounded, like she don't really understand what you're talking about, you don't think that's going to eventually bother you?
Eventually it will.
No, because I'm confident. Look,
Not
my
even.
kids, look, I think the greatest teacher for me was having kids that don't believe what you believe. You have to you have to actually present it to them in such a way that it appeals to their psyche. And that's the thing. For me, it won't make me feel no type of way. I'm like, I can just present him to you in whatever way you need him to be presented to. And it doesn't offend me because you don't believe. It doesn't offend me because you don't support me. I've done what I do without support for years. I've done everything that I've done without the support of whoever. So because you're with me and you choose to not support me in doing this right here, I'm not gonna lose my mind because of that. Like, why
I ain't
would
gonna
I?
lose your mind. No, okay.
I'm
Okay
not gonna
for
be
me.
sad. I've been doing it like this before you got here.
No, I
I
get
need you to be my wife at home. If you can't support me in this,
it.
at least support me where I need you to be, and that's at home. Be my wife. Be my woman.
See, my thing is it go back to that. I think like passion, and I use this analogy like
Be
this.
my father.
What?
I think it go back to this. It's just like, okay, if God or preaching is my passion, right? Church is my passion, right? I would want my wife to support me because here's not vice versa, right? She would want you to support her in her passion. If her passion is cooking, if her passion is paint, if her passion is anything, being a police officer, or you get where I'm going with it. She would want you to support her. So my thing is, for me, why wouldn't you support me in what I'm passionate about and what I love? Like, then for me, that'll be a problem. And it's real interesting that you would say that it wouldn't bother you. I mean, I get it. Yeah, you have to do that. You had to do years like that by yourself. I get it. And then you know what I'm saying. But for me. It just goes back to the point to say, like, I would want my wife to support me in what I love, what I'm passionate about. Yeah, you can still be my wife at home and everything I need, but support me. This is major, like, you know what I'm saying? Because vice versa. No,
let me ask you this. Okay, so let me ask you this. Even with that, let's say your wife is a supporter, she is a Christian, and she goes through a period of she needs time or whatever.
Oh,
Would you take that personally if she didn't choose to come and support you at a time where you had to go and speak, or go and support you at a time where you had to go and do something? Would you take that personally?
all right, so and we sat down and we talked about it. She was like, baby, I need time, this and that. I would give her that time. So I wouldn't take it personally because it happened to me. Now, because when it happened to
Okay,
me,
yeah, yeah.
because when it happened to me, I wasn't ready for it. So it did catch me by surprise to the point to where, yeah, it bothered me so much, because one thing I look for, like, especially if I have a wife, no, I want my wife there. Like, you there, like, again, you there to praise and worship God, but at the same time, you my support system. Like, I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not worried about others. I need my support. You my back, and of course I know God got me. So I'm not saying like she's my idol, but no, if she's my wife, no, you need to be there. But to answer your question, if she came and talked and say, baby, you know what? I need some time. I need some, figure this out. Then okay, you take your time, and it will not bother me, because I'm gonna give your time. And I'm like, baby, I'm here for you. Whatever you need to talk, whatever you don't understand, let's talk about it. Let's work through this together. You know what I'm saying? And when you're ready, please, you know what I'm saying? Come back. You know what I'm saying? So that's my view on it.
So with that perspective, I would say I have the same perspective when it comes to a person that don't have it. Like, my beliefs don't require you to believe what I believe. And so I'm okay whether you do. I'm okay even if you don't. I'm okay if you come. I'm okay if you don't. I'm okay if you come support. I'm okay if you don't. I'm okay if you listen. I'm okay if you don't. I think people who gonna rock with me is gonna rock with me. And I would always appreciate an honest convert, or a person who honestly just genuinely rocks with the vision, or rocks with my personality, or just rocks with what we stand for, rocks with something like that, as opposed to like, just because I'm your man, I'm here. No, I want you to be on board with the vision. I want you to be on board with the message. I want you to be on board with everything what we have going on. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I was
So
saying.
like,
I was saying that when you're
but
showing,
you don't have to come to the church to do that.
no,
People can
you don't
support offline. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying for me, I want somebody who's gonna support, but you don't have to come to everything. But I think I'm not looking at more so if you just come and support, because it's not just about you coming. It's about you understanding what's happening. It's about you understanding what's happening inside your mind, heart, body, and soul. It's about those other things, because I don't want me to be feeling like I'm elevating and there's somebody or something holding me back because you're not on the same path. You're doing something else that may not be in a line with what God has for our path or my path, and it can hold us back. And I feel as if that's just my personal thought process. Where it almost like we're playing tug of war in a horizontal sphere. Like I'm pulling up trying to get somewhere, and you're pulling down because you're going another place. That's just my opinion. If we're pulling the same direction, I feel like we're elevating. So that just, again, everybody had their own different opinion about it, but that one for me is why I feel like I do.
Exactly. Now let me just throw this in, just like this. How can two walk together unless they agree? And if you don't agree, then how can we walk together? Like it just won't. You know what I'm saying? So you can do what you do, but do that without me. Because again, if we can walk, but if we walk in two different places, if I'm going to the east, you going to the west, we can't make it right.
Yeah.
Can't make it work.
I hear what you're saying, and I can definitely say I understand exactly where both of y'all are coming from. I do. And most people would definitely require the same thing. Like, there's no way that you can be with there's no way that you can be my woman. It's no way that you can be my woman without supporting the things that I'm passionate and intimate about, right? And I can understand that. I can
Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna support you. Whatever it is, I'm gonna support you. You got me 100%, which means I feel like at the end of the day, if you go to, let's say, if you're an entrepreneur and you trying to get your business off the ground, or you flowing in your business and you got pop-ups, hey,
what does that support look like? Are you there? Are you buying?
I'm there.
Stuff?
Like I'm there. Now I'm there. I'm support. And watch this. Hold on. Even the support, it's not just me buying product. I'm the one that's helping fund the product. That's the support
right.
I'm looking at. So if I never buy
nigga, are you in the bathroom, nigga?
He sure look like it. No, he in the garage. Nah, but that's kind of like I ain't never got to buy a product. I'm to support the product. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to help you to get get your business rolling. So whatever I can do to help. So my thing is, if I support you in that way, give you 100%, give me 100%.
And look, now that you can't take away from that. I would never, ever, ever say to a person, look, if your person is supporting you in every way that they can, if they ask you for that same support, you should definitely be able to reciprocate that. So I agree with you 100%.
Right.
I do. I agree with you 100%. And so what the hell are you doing?
Huh?
Yeah. I might.
I'm gonna kick you from the podcast, bro.
No, well, it was good conversation, man. I think that um I think that it's good to have these kind of conversations because everybody have a different thought process,
Right.
and it doesn't
Exactly.
make some one person right or wrong. It's just kind of like everybody's different.
Everybody different. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So Antoine, where can they find you everybody that's listening, where can they find you? What are your Instagram ad handles? Lonzo, I put yours on your thing.
I saw that. Cool. Good looking out.
Yeah, just don't follow me. North Houston Tact Unit is my website. NorthHoustonTactUnit.com is my website. I do license to carry classes. You can go on there and register. I'll take care of you. You'll know how to shoot a gun, squeeze a gun, hold a gun, sleep with a gun by the time I'm done with it.
What?
NorthHoustonTactUnit.com.
Yep. www.NorthHoustonTactunit.com.
That's it.
Oh, bro.
Yep.
Come on, somebody. You can do it right on
LTC
right on
classes. Put that on there too. LTC classes.
Shondo. Come on.
Yeah. So North Houston Tact Unit. North Houston
Look at that.
Tact
Come
Unit.
on.
And LLC.
North Houston Tact Unit LLC. It
Okay,
wasn't
but
in there.
no, what are the classes? They can get to all that from there.
Well, I like
They can get to all that from the website.
Yeah, they can
I
register.
like that.
They can like what?
Your classes. They can
Oh,
get
they
to
can
all that from the
register.
website.
They can register from my website. Yes,
I'm talking
and
about.
it'll.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're okay. They can register for my website for the license to clear classes, and I try to do them at least 2 or 3 times a month. The class on the 30th is the next class, but it's already jam packed. Now, if anybody want to get in there too, you can. I'm not tripping. But if you want more isolated classes, get with me on an empty class or 2 or 3 people.
Hey, do you pay? Do you pay for the place that you use to do those classes?
I know I use my own office.
Okay, that's good. I want to sponsor a class at my location,
Okay.
and I'll sponsor a class. So even if nobody shows up, you'll still get paid as though at least 2 people showed up. So I'll
Okay.
sponsor a class on my location, and then that tasks both of us with promoting.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can definitely go in business like that, doing that.
You
That
getting yours too? Since you paying for at least one of them, you can get yours too.
I'm gonna pay for my ushers to have it. I'm gonna pay for my kids to have it. Do you have to be 18?
You can take the class, but you won't be able to apply until you're 21.
Okay, but you can take it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'll take it. My boys will be there. So I
Yeah, and
want,
they'll be able to go to the range and shoot and all that kind of stuff. They just
I want
won't
to
The
host
way
the
you
be
class.
look
able
when
to
you
apply
said
for the
that,
range.
that was funny.
You said what?
The way he looked when he said, "Do you got to be 18?" That boy, what kind of question?
No.
My bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I definitely want to do that. I'm gonna
They
get
are
with you all.
they are changing the laws too about that. So I'm gonna look into that. They were just talking about that in the class. Something about
I'm gonna,
18. I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm
look
gonna,
it
I'm
up.
gonna get you. I'm gonna get with you offline to do that because I need all my kids to be gun certified at least. I don't want them to have a gun, but I know how. I want them not to be scared or nervous about how to handle a gun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's always
Yeah.
good.
So Yeah. And I would like for my ushers to have that. So if somebody come in and act a shooter, they can shoot them. I don't want to have a gun myself because I'll probably get too trigger happy or I probably whatever. But if I have the people around me to have them and know how to use them, most definitely.
Yeah, they have to be mentally stable though.
Yeah, I got you. Got you. Man, let me just say thank y'all so much for
You go
watching.
to turn me off.
For all of my audience, thank y'all for watching. However you may be watching, however you may be listening, I want to say thank you for including me into your day. This is the Encounter Podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody that was on today,
Yeah, niggas
co-host
start saying
Antoine.
we. He's talking about I. What happened? We. Ugh.
Thank you to the special guest, Big Zozo. Thank you. I definitely much appreciate it. Guys, I try to post a new episode every Friday. So come back to my channel, check me out. I'm gonna start uploading a lot of music videos, also my shirt videos. Shout out to Smacks. Shout out to Smacks. You can find them on Instagram, Shirts by Stu.
Oh,
But shout out to the Smacks company for making this shirt. They provide all of my work apparel, my hats, my shirts. They provide all of that. So shout out to Smacks, giving them some love. Let me let that go. If you are on Instagram right now, you can
yeah.
follow the link on the bottom. You can go there on Instagram and you can buy your shirts. They do hats, they do hoodies, they do hats, shirts, they do gym wear, they do female gym wear. Anything you can print on, they do it. So I want to send a shout out to that company, Smacks Company, Shirts by Stu on Instagram. So, guys, thank y'all for coming on today. We have a lot more episodes. So, guys, I will look to see you guys next week.
All right. Do I get a speech? Can I get a speech? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
I
Go
would just
ahead.
like to say, I first I want to thank God, for being on here today. I couldn't have did it without him today. Shout out to my mom, go babe, for having me raise me, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my peeps, my brothers, Mario, Antoine, Marcus, shout out to y'all. I just want to give my flowers while they can smell them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm done, bro. That's it. Why you looking like back to my
All right,
shit?
Alonzo, thank you for coming on tonight, bro.
All right, man.
His Instagram is at big.zo.zo on Instagram.
Yeah.
At
Um,
big.zo.zo on Instagram. All right.
my free photography Instagram is antaun.stewart. I'm learning, so I don't mind doing it if I'm at your place or I'm at your establishment or at your event. I
Is
will
that
take
your
the pictures.
Instagram?
That is one of them. Yes, that is the photography Instagram.
Okay.
I will take your pictures for free if I'm in the place, but I don't edit them. It's just raw pictures. They're clear. You'll get to see the work when you go on.
Is that it?
Antoine,
At Antoine.Stewart?
yeah, on Insta.
Yeah, I got you. Somebody crunching loud on camera.
Oh, you can hear that?
You can hear that?
Yeah. Well, look, I want to say thank y'all for watching, man. These are my brothers, literal brothers. Grew up in the same house, got the same mama. Check us out on Instagram. I'm about to put it on Instagram. New Generation Quartet. There we go. This is our Christian gospel group on Instagram. You can find us at New Generation Quartet. On YouTube, you can find us New Generation of Houston, Texas. Also, we have music streaming. New. Hold on, y'all. Stay on. New Generation of Houston.
I know. It's gonna take me.
You can find us on Instagram. We have music that is streaming right now. The name of that song. What's the name of the first song, guys?
You didn't find
Help
it.
me praise him.
Help Me Praise Him. Help Me Praise Him. You can find us on YouTube. Help Me Praise Him is a song. New Generation of Houston. Make sure you look up New Generation of Houston. I definitely took Brother Twan off because Antoine got some porn stuff going on right now. I don't know what he got going on.
No, I don't.
But
No,
you
I
can look us
didn't.
up on YouTube and you will be able to find us on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube. New Generation of Houston. The song is "Help Me Praise Him." Guys, once again, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming on.